Okay, picking up with nozzles in chapter 9. So what do? They create fire streams appropriate for a particular operation. They may feature a shutoff mechanism to control the water flow, usually called a bail, on the nozzle itself. Smooth bore nozzles feature an open waterway and produce a solid stream. Again, it's going to be metal tips. And the solid stream, the diameter of the tip is going to essentially give you the stream or the pattern. A fog nozzle that's going to be adjustable. Those also have a shutoff called the bail. And a fog nozzle can go from a straight stream, or you can open and close that nozzle, and it can go straight stream to like more of a V pattern, which is the fog pattern. Hence, that's how they get their name, the fog nozzles. Can deflect water into a pattern of droplets that may be delivered in a variety of patterns. Broken stream nozzles are used in special firefighting circumstances, such as chimneys or cellars. And there you see it. Here is your straight tip, right? So if you take that tip off, that orifice is going to be a little bit bigger, so your stream is going to be a little bit bigger. Here is your adjustable nozzle or your fog nozzle, so that gives you a fog pattern, and you can turn that nozzle here to go to a straight stream or a fog stream. And then in this, you have a specialized nozzle where it's got a broken pattern, right? It's delivering that water in a different pattern specific for like your cellar, or even if you get into an attic fire, right? You can put your nozzle up into an attic, open it into fog if there's heavy fire in there, and it'll disperse that water over a greater area. So tools, they're employed to loosen or tighten hose couplings, secure hose to an object, or protect the hose from damage in an incident. These differ from appliances because water doesn't flow through a tool. Water flows through an appliance. All right. Okay. And then moving on to our last section, which is going to be ground ladders. Actually, I think we have a couple more sections, but we have ground ladders coming up next. And then, moving into fire department facilities, which is going to be our last section here. So what types of facilities do we have? We have several different types of facilities. Obviously, we have our fire stations, maybe found at one location or dispersed throughout the jurisdiction, depending on how big your city is. We have 23 fire stations dispersed over 55 square miles. We have a headquarters, which is our administrative offices and buildings. We do have a communications center, which is its own standalone building. And then we also have a training center, which has our classes and our tower for burning. It has other ventilation props. It has an area for auto extrication. And then we have buildings, so we have burn buildings there as well. So depending on the size of your organization will depend on how many facilities they have and what type of facilities they have. Some smaller organizations, your administrative offices may be at City Hall, or you may have a standalone building for your admin services, or even multiple buildings for different types of admin services. Fire stations, also referred to as firehouses, fire halls. You have your different apparatus here. You have your apparatus bay with your different types of apparatus that are housed there. It has your personnel, it has your equipment. Typically on this ground floor, you're going to have more common areas if you have a multi-story firehouse, or your residential will be away from the apparatus floor. The sizes are going to vary, and then you can have one story to multiple stories. So we have several 2-story fire stations. We have one 3-story fire station, and then we have several single-story fire stations as well. So it kind of just depends on where you're at. Your garage or apparatus bay, it's usually referred to as an apparatus bay, and that's where you're housing your fire apparatus. Water piping could contain water piping and outlets for refilling tanks, electrical shoreline system, air compressor, exhaust removal system. So an exhaust removal system, if you look in this picture, you'll see these yellow hoses coming down. Those attach to the apparatus exhaust pipe. And as you start them up, that system will kick on and it will release the diesel fuel fumes out up through the exhaust vents rather than keeping it in the apparatus bay. And then there's floor drains for cleaning and water removal. PPE storage, we have lockers. They look similar to this. They're in a designated area based on like rank and apparatus. They're racks. Sometimes you have lockers, sometimes you have cubicles. We have to be in an area that's adequately ventilated, right? So that it helps the PPE dry and it helps good airflow and ventilation. We have a compressor in our station that we use for refilling SCBA bottles. Not every station has one, so other stations will have to go to one of the centrally located stations with a compressor to refill their breathing apparatus bottles. There's hose racks for hose drying. You basically once your hose is clean, you'll put it out, hang it up so that you can dry it. Separate storage area for tools and equipment used for apparatus and station maintenance. It's kind of like a house, right? You have areas where you put your vacuum and you put your tools, your garage, you have your toolbox, whatever. Same thing with the fire station, right? You have different areas for different tools and equipment. We have sleeping quarters. Our sleeping quarters are kind of broken down into our chief officers have their own room, their own office, their own bathroom. Captains generally will have their own rooms that are separate from the engineers, the firefighters, the medics, and the ambulance operators. Most of our fire stations will have a meeting room or a training room, or a meeting area. Some have a training room or classroom. There's office space because there's a lot of administrative work that needs to be done for your company officers and chief officers. And then you have your kitchen area, your dining area. All right. Administrative offices and buildings. They could be in a fire station or a separate building. Ours is a completely separate building. There's no fire station attached to it. So it is just our headquarters is a standalone. And these usually have our administrative chief officers, support staff, and then clerical personnel. Maybe allocated for storage of records, conference rooms, and offices for other divisions within the department. Our headquarters actually has all of our bureaus are there, our operations bureau, our administrative bureau, our fire prevention bureau, and our support services bureau, as well as our EMS division are all in that building. We do have another facility that's away from our headquarters, but it's close by, that some of our EMS division have offices in. Our dispatch center, our telecommunications center, so that's also a standalone for us, called the FCC. May be located at the department's administrative offices, a fire station, or separate facility. Ours used to be located at a fire station. It was just it was separated from the fire station itself, but it was located on the same property. Now it's its own large facility that's a standalone. Monitors all companies operating in the field, has radio and telephone equipment to send and receive information, and then may have recording devices and computer-aided dispatch systems. Okay. Training center features. We don't have a cafeteria or auditorium. We have administrative offices for our training staff. We have a trainee chief that's there, as well as some clerical staff. It has classrooms. It does have a gym, locker, shower, dressing area. A lot of storage there, but no auditorium, no cafeteria at our training center. We have a burn building on ours. It's used to practice interior structural firefighting attacks under controlled conditions. These are designed for Class A products or piped in combustible products, and then burn buildings that use natural gas or propane. Those allow for greater control over fire extinguishment because you shut off the propane or natural gas and it shuts the fire off. We have a drill tower as well. These look very similar. Usually between 3 and 7 floors in height. They have stairs that allow access to the upper floors. We train our ladders there, ropes, aerial devices. We train our high-rise operations there. Basement operations we train in our drill tower as well. And they may be equipped with safety nets. We don't have those around the outside to prevent falls during training. We also have some ventilation areas in our drill tower as well, and some forcible entry. Smokehouses, we don't have one of these, but it provides simulated smoke-filled conditions for firefighter training, help firefighters develop confidence in using the SCBA and build proficiency in search and rescue functions. Maybe designed to replicate a home interior, and then should include a ventilation system or a venting system to quickly clear the smoke at adequate exit points. Training pads, outside areas designed for specific purposes or props. We do have an area that we have flammable and combustible liquid firefighting. Driver operator training, we use our entire drill grounds. Same with pump testing and drafting. Vehicle extrication, we have we're able to get vehicles from like vehicles that are going to be crushed. We're able to get some vehicles, and we have an agreement that we can use those for extrication practices. And then we have an area for hazmat, and then we also have an area for trench and confined space at our drill tower. So our hazmat units use it, our USAR units use it, and then we have all other fire operations that go on there. Maintenance and repair facilities. Proper maintenance of apparatus and equipment requires special facilities and trained personnel. Maintenance may be done within a fire station or at a separate facility. Fire departments often conduct all maintenance at a central location to consolidate tools and other specialized equipment. And departments may use municipal motor pools, public work garages, or commercial repairs. So we have fleet department that provides our repairs on our apparatus. And then public works usually will handle any of our facility repairs. All right. Okay, and that's it for chapter 9. All right, thanks everyone.